Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Tallybook Troubleshooting, brought to you by Arc Energy. We process your energy. I'm your host, Keith Stelter, bringing you one Tallybook story at a time, demonstrating the ingenuity in the oil field and letting you get to know people by the problems they face and the solutions and steps they took to solve them, and hopefully win a little bit of goodwill towards the oil field along the way. Sitting next to me is a guy who I think has seen a Tallybook or two.
Yeah, a few.
Raymond Taylor, Fantail Consulting, correct?
Yes, leadership consulting, yeah.
Perfect. And Raymond, if you don't know Raymond, go to his LinkedIn, go to his company page, check them out. I'll let that speak to getting to know Raymond a little bit more. Raymond, what's the problem? What was the issue that you were facing? Where were you? Where do we find ourselves today?
Well, I'd like to talk about we're working in Kuwait. We're doing a 30-inch casing run.
So not the normal 5.5, 7-inch we see around the Permian here.
No.
Maybe 9 5/8.
The stuff's a little bigger over there.
So some pretty big stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So at the end of the 30-inch casing run, cemented and set, they're cutting casing to nipple up the 26 3/4 BOPs, and they cut the casing first, and then went to pull the casing bushings out of the master bushings, and one of the 30-inch split bushings tinkle down the hole.
As a wireline guy, one of the biggest number one rules, especially open hole or cased hole, didn't matter what we were doing, never drop anything down the well.
I've never seen a 30-inch casing bushing fall down a well either until being in Kuwait.
Especially with 30-inch casing, man, that's just sounds like horrible. And so what would you be looking at to fix that?
Everybody, our area manager that was in Dubai at the time, he was a 40-year hand. He full well knew the challenge that we were up against, and everybody, myself included, had the feeling that we were just going to end up cementing and trying to drill through it.
So weeks worth of lost time.
At huge dollars and a lot of downtime, yeah. Fortunate enough for us, through knowledge emergence, knowledge diffusion, enabling our teams. I had a very strong superintendent in the field, and I had a strong rig manager, and they had a small joint to the casing that they used to store the handling tools in between jobs, and they took the other piece of the split bushing that was still on surface, laid it in the cut joint to see which way it could be laying down hole.
So they were doing a little bit of experimentation to see, hey, what are we dealing with down here? Okay, following.
Good oil field guys, they figure it out. And
so you're convinced that you don't gotta, cement anything in or drill anything out in weeks. You're looking to, man, we're just gonna go in and we're gonna go after this.
We're gonna go after it.
Did anybody believe that it could be done?
No, we had a lot of pushback. Everybody just wanted to go cement it and then go drill through it. And we said, give us some time, since it's on our downtime. Give us some time to fish it. And my field guy, some field engineering, with coordinating with the fishermen. I think it was a Weatherford fisherman at the time. My superintendent, who was a over 30-year oil field guy, and very intelligent rig manager that I had over there.
And during this time, what are you coordinating?
I'm in the office in Wafra in the desert, and I'm trying to keep the executives at bay that are all basically losing their mind right now because we're on downtime and lost revenue. And with the coordination of everybody, the field guys developed a sort of a overshot. They took a joint to casing, 26-inch casing, and they cut fingers and they actually welded it to another overshot that they could screw onto the tubulars, and they basically ran in and collapsed it over the split bushing and took three runs, but they got it out.
So how much time did that take? So originally we're looking at a week, more?
Yeah, it ended up about 45 hours downtime, somewhere around there, approximately about 2 days.
So it's your far cry from more than a week's downtime.
Everybody,
right?
You can imagine how happy everybody was when that split bushing came to surface.
I could imagine. Who is ultimately responsible for it to going down hole? I bet that guy basically was
I don't know.
pretty thankful. There's nobody was trying to point fingers at that.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. Maybe we won't talk about that part.
I hear you. So, field engineered, tool didn't exist. Your job, have faith in the guys out there, back them up, give them what they need, and keep the guys who really don't need to be, involved. Let them do what, your job is basically get your guys what you pay them to do, let them do it, right?
Yeah, all the principles of leadership, support your team.
A lot of places they hire smart people and then they try and tell them what to do, right? Which I never understood, but man.
I'm credentialed in resilience building leadership program now as a trainer, and one of the tenets of it is knowledge emergence, identify your knowledge catalysts, and enable your team learning and your organizational learning. That's exactly what we did for success.
And man, I'm trying to wrap my head around some of the sizes that you were dealing with out there. I have a little bit of Middle Eastern, work experience, but I never worked on a 30-inch casing, man. That sure sounds wild. I really appreciate you coming in.
Wonderful meeting you.
And if you can see in the background, I'd also like to thank the Petroleum Museum for letting us come on down, film here in this wonderful facility. If you've never been to the Petroleum Museum in Midland, Texas, I highly recommend you do. And I'll close it out by saying that's how you troubleshoot.